Okay, now I want to give you some of my pro tips on how to list with booking.com. As I said, most people don't realize that this platform has roughly 4 times the amount of traffic on average than most of all of the other platforms. Some of them it has more traffic than a lot of them combined. So at some point you want to definitely get in this space, but you have to do it right. There are many horror stories from hosts who have listed on booking.com. If you don't want to be a part of that statistic, you have to know how to do this thing the correct way. And it's just about putting the right checks and balances in place, the right safeguards in place, the right systems in place. So let's discuss some of my pro tips on how to book or list with booking.com. So I have listed here some booking.com ranking strategies. Ranking just means helping to get your listing shown more frequently and closer to the top as possible. The one thing you want to do is 100% property page score. This just means you want to fill out everything as completely as you can and leave no field blank, no tab, unchecked, no setting, not looked at, and again, filled out as completely as possible. This should actually boost your score or your ranking by 18%. Another thing you want to do is photo tags. If you're near a beach or some other attraction, tag the photo. What this allows is when people do filters and they search for places closer to those attractions, your listing will be boosted because the search engine shows your listing as relevant based on the tags that shows what this person is searching for. So that's what I mean by tagging amenities. So the photo tags kind of go in that same line. You tag those things in a photo that you know your avatar would love to see both in the place and around the place, and those tags help your ranking. You then want to also qualify for the Genius program. This is supposed to get you 18% more bookings and boost your visibility by 40% and increase your revenue by 17% according to their statistics. Of course, you also want to ultimately become a preferred partner. 65% more views, 40% more bookings according to their numbers and their statistical averages. Visibility booster tools. Pay more commissions for greater visibility is what you're basically doing. And so this may make sense as you grow, as you start to scale, and as you want to increase the revenue per unit as you're building out more units. Again, you start to want to fine tune this thing and add in all these other things that may cost a little more, but it's well worth it if you see the results or how it can exponentially grow in your results of booking, visibility, and revenue increase. Then you want to get, of course, get a higher property score. This just comes with just getting great reviews. And if you're doing all of this stuff correctly, putting all the right systems and tools in place, from the guidebooks to your calendars being effective, to your communication with your guests being effective, to the place being clean and looking like it should look for your avatar, you'll get great rates or great reviews every single time, which will continue to boost your score and make you rank higher as a super host. And then daily pricing updates. This is critical because this is what hotels do, and this also shows that you are engaged as a host. Most people don't realize that dynamic pricing, daily changing the way your price looks, and you might not be able to do this again in the beginning as much, but you want to, as often as possible, make your pricing dynamic, because this is going to actually increase and help your ranking, believe it or not, and how people see you or see your listing. And don't forget, I'll include this summary sheet and these resources in downloadable documents as well. So what not to do. This will stop you from getting the headache. Don't take cash payments. I made this mistake before. When you want to have a paper trail, so do things professionally. What you don't want to do is not charge a security deposit on booking.com specifically. The security deposit, and you have to strictly enforce this, but it's going to protect you. It deters terrible guests. And even if they are terrible guests, it deters them from doing the things they would do in any other person's short-term rental unit, because they want their deposit back. So they don't want to violate any of the rules that's going to cause a penalty. So as long as you don't accept cash payments, don't forget to charge a security deposit, don't forget to put a strict cancellation policy in place, and not forget to enforce your house rules upon booking. Those things will make or break your business on booking.com. Taking payments through booking.com, you should not do. Get guests to transfer money into your bank account, not manually blocking out calendar when creating the listing, and not having a great channel manager with direct Airbnb API integration. In other words, it's linking to your Airbnb as well as all of your other platforms, and is managing all of those bookings simultaneously. And of course, you want to manually block out the calendar when you're creating the listing so that people are not booking prematurely. Because if it's booked and you're not ready and you have to cancel, that also will damage your score and your ranking. What to do for success on booking.com. And again, I'm giving you a clear checklist. If you follow these steps, you will be ready to go. Just understand that this is a much different platform, a much different beast than Airbnb. And so you have to put your own systems in place for the most part. But if you do this correctly, you can make just as much, if not twice as much, and get booked twice as often on booking.com than you can for Airbnb. So you have to keep this in mind. So some of the things you need to do for your success are set up your own account to take manual payments, auto payments, create a Stripe or similar account to process payments, set up your channel management software with direct Airbnb API integration before you list your short-term rental on this platform. Set up your cancellation policy and make it clear and make sure you enforce it. Ensure you have put all the right policies and procedures in place before the start of operations. If you follow all of these steps, both for ranking yourself on booking.com or your listing, and the do's and don'ts to make sure that the systems and technology and tools are in place to keep you safe and keep your business growing without the headaches, I've just given you my pro tips that I've used time and time again, and also from some trial and error. I've had some headaches, so I know what that looks like. I'm trying to help you prevent that. If you follow these rules, you will be A-okay.